We all want more confidence, right? That quiet inner knowing that we can trust ourselves and our abilities. Even though I was determined to stop being the victim and regain control by rising to the top after my nervous breakdown at the age of 26, I struggled with low confidence. I thought that I would have more confidence once I achieved all my goals. First, there was a degree, then a diploma, a few more diplomas, another degree, and then a master's degree. Surely all my qualifications and credentials would give me more confidence, right? Why then did I feel so unsure of myself, so drained and depleted of energy? Why, after many years of trying to better myself, was I still struggling with low confidence? What was going on here? What was I missing? Every day I was pushing myself to get it right, be good, don't make mistakes. In my efforts to better myself, my inner critic became very loud, constantly judging me to do better. So instead of feeling on top of the world, I struggled with not enough. I wasn't good enough, not smart enough, not pretty enough, not young enough, not quick enough, not skinny enough, not charismatic enough, and I could go on. I'm sure you will be able to relate. In fact, this is one of the most common things that come up for clients in therapy. Each one of us has this inner critic who tells us that we are not enough. But who is this voice telling us that we are not enough? Where did it come from, and do we really need to listen to it? So our inner critic is none other than the echoing voices of all the influential people in the culture we grew up in. The voices who told us how to dress, how to look, how to speak, how to behave. Even before you were born, your culture decided who you had to be. Think back to your early years. I bet you were only really good enough if your parents, teachers, and society were pleased with your performance. Unfortunately, our sense of worth and value grew out of our society's expectation of us. How many of us now feel insecure, unworthy, or have a fear of failure because of these expectations? What's worse, if we deviated in any way from the dominant culture around us, we would have been frowned upon. So if you were from a different cultural background, had different political or religious views, different abilities, or sexual orientation, you would have fallen short of meeting your society's expectations. The question is, what does it take to be enough? What does it take to be just okay? Over the years, I discovered how vital it was for me to stop worrying about what other people thought of me. Besides, I realized that their opinions of me were only a reflection of themselves. To give you an example, whenever I facilitate a large group, I often do the following activity to demonstrate this point. Now, since we are not together in person, I encourage you to think of one word that you could use to describe me and then type it in the comment section below. So what is the one word that you would use to describe me to someone else? So go ahead, pause the video and quickly type your word below. Okay, so hopefully there's enough words below for you to notice how each person's idea of me is quite different. Yes, some of the words may be the same, but overall each descriptive word is quite unique. While I may feel flattered or even hurt by some of these comments, it doesn't reflect who I truly am. So looking at the word that you use to describe me, know that it's only a reflection of your own judgment, of those things you consider to be worthy or unworthy, based on your values and how you were raised. And there's no right or wrong about it, it just is. Besides, I may not even agree with you. I may see myself as someone quite different, so who is right, you or me? I love this quote by Mother Teresa, who was well known for her work with the poor and orphaned children in India. Being unwanted, unloved, uncared for, forgotten by everybody, I think that is a much greater hunger, a much greater poverty than the person who has nothing to eat. I would like to take this quote one step further and say, there is no greater poverty than not liking, loving, and accepting ourselves. So, how do we fix it? From my experience, true confidence doesn't come from learning or mastering new skills. It comes from accepting all the parts of me that I once rejected. There was the rebel part, the misfit part, the weird part, the shy part, and more recently the part who was hospitalized because I had a nervous breakdown. In fact, there were so many different parts to explore, to gather, and to heal. I had to step beyond the illusion that these parts were bad, faulty, or something to be ashamed of. True acceptance only came by embracing the awareness of all that I am, of who I truly am. Now, in case you are wondering, there are many different ways to gather, heal, and accept these different parts of oneself. What worked for me was a combination of talk therapy, art therapy, play therapy, and meditation. The poem Devil's Child is an example of how I used a combination of these therapies to make peace with and accept all my quirky, unique parts. I'll put a link to that in the description below. In my next video, I will share how you can join me on a weekly journey to explore, gather, and heal all your vulnerable inner parts. If you would like to be notified of this video, please follow my Facebook, Instagram, and blog pages. Okay, so for now, I will guide you through a meditation you can return to again and again if you are struggling with low confidence and need to work on accepting yourself. This meditation is based on Dr. Eugene Gendlin's focusing technique and is something I often use in my work as a counselor and art therapist. So when you are ready, sit back, get comfortable, and enjoy this focusing meditation. Take a few deep breaths. You can choose to either close your eyes or use a soft gaze to look at the flickering light of the candle on your screen. I invite you now to think of a situation in your life that you find challenging, the main thing that is happening to make you feel off balance. Now pay attention inwardly to the felt sense inside your body. Notice how your body feels inside as you think of this situation. What is the strongest sense in your body? Where in your body do you feel activated? You may sense discomfort in your head, your throat, your chest, your stomach or lower abdomen. Allow whatever comes up to be. Somehow this feeling belongs here. It is part of the experience of the moment. As you focus on this felt sense, what is its quality? Let a word, phrase, or image come up that matches this felt sense. Sometimes it helps to move your face and posture to express this feeling and better understand what this felt sense is trying to communicate to you. It may be fear, frustration, loneliness, shame, embarrassment, failure, anxiety, anger, or something else. I invite you now to bring kindness, sympathy, and compassion to this feeling. See it as a vulnerable child who has a need, a vulnerable part of you that is crying out for help. Try not to judge it as either good or wrong. Simply notice what is there. Notice what you sense with curiosity, as if saying to yourself, "How interesting. I wonder what it needs." So go right into the center of this vulnerable feeling and ask, what do you need? It could be a need for health or protection, a need for connection, for fun or freedom, a need for control, for a sense of purpose, or just the need to feel okay. So go deep within to explore what this vulnerable part of you needs right now to be okay. You may want to explore this feeling by placing your hand over this part of your body. Let this vulnerable part of you know that you are here to support it. Open up to whatever you are experiencing. Let go of a sense of doing, of fixing, of bettering. Simply sit with this awareness in the present moment. Gently take a few deep breaths into your body. Accept what is. Whatever you are feeling is okay. You are okay. Take a deep breath in, and when you are ready, bring your awareness back to your surroundings. As you are about to go into the world, I invite you to be gentle with yourself. Whenever your inner critic tries to tell you that you are not enough or that the world is against you, come home, back to this sense of you, this knowing that you are okay. I am okay.